Now, January, February this year, we're doing things a little bit different. As you know, we've got the $1 Million Mindset series that we're going to be doing over the course of the next 8 weeks, leading up to, of course, the live national tour that we will be embarking on across all the capital cities and bringing a whole bunch of amazing top billers with me. Some of them making $3 million a year. And these are the people we want to be rubbing shoulders with to just see what they're doing. I can tell you now, they're actually no different to you and I. And such a mixed bag of individuals. So there'll be definitely someone there that you identify with and go, that's the style that I am, and you can learn so much from these people. And that's the point. I want to bring everyone up with me. There's so much to go around in this recruitment market in Australia, and I'm here to make it as best we can for you. So that's what we're doing at the moment. And so today's episode, if you tuned in last week on the 12th of January, we kind of got your week going. We kind of got you set up for the year, okay? Week 2 now. We're coming into week 2 if you started on the 12th. And it's really, I don't want to go into the day-by-day blow. I kind of want to give you what I think the theme for week 2 needs to be. Now your head's back in the game. You've cleared your desk. You know, you've got a little bit in the market. You've kind of got your brain back into firing mode. You're starting to feel a little bit better to tackle the world. Why I want you to focus on this week, strategic planning and setting yourself up for success, is that you haven't been burnt by the year yet. And I say that respectfully. Recruitment's tough. And when we are fighting fires, doing deals, interviewing, referencing, closing, all that sort of stuff, it's really hard to carve out time and sit down and do some of that work that really can push your needle. So week 2 is when I always do this. And it's always amazing. And so what I want to give you is a little insight as to what a week 2 strategic planning activity might look like. You might be an individual biller. This applies to you. You might work for someone. This still applies to you. You might be your own boss. You might have your own business. This will all apply to you because you're either doing this for yourself or you're doing it for a wider business. Either way, this is going to be killer. So week 2, the theme here or the outcome that we want for this week is I really want you to feel focused and I want you to have a deliberate plan that your daily and your weekly outcomes and metrics feed into, okay? So it's too easy to go, I need interviews, I need to get deals and all that sort of stuff. But if you don't have that bigger picture strategy to anchor it, sometimes you're doing those activities in the wrong places. So what we want to build out now this week is a broader understanding of what's the plan of attack for this year. Okay, so the first thing I want people to start getting the habit of, the first thing I'm going to be pushing this year is, can I make $1 million with my desk? It's the first question you've got to ask yourself. Have I actually got a market, a desk, a patch, whatever you want to call it, that can provide me the level of money I want? Now, I say $1 million, it's a concept. You might say, look, $500,000 is fine for me. 400 is fine for me. That's okay. And that's fine. Everyone's different. I say $1 million because it's a big number and it's sort of like the elusive target that we all talk about. But I want you to ask yourself, can I make $1 million with this desk? The reason we want to ask yourself that, it makes you pause and think, yes, I can. It's actually there. The work's there, the client's there, the market's there, the candidate's there. I've asked myself this question over the years before in different markets, and sometimes the answer is no. It's like, this market's shrunk. The clients have consolidated. There aren't that many candidates. There's a bit of competition. I actually don't even think this can make $500,000, you know? And in that moment, you realize, fuck, I've got to do something about it. Otherwise, I'm going to go another year and wonder, why didn't I make any money? So ask yourself that question. Can I make $1 million on my desk? And act accordingly. I'm not going to tell you how to act, but essentially you need to believe that you can make $1 million. You need to have that fundamental belief that, no, this is $1 million desk, because that has nothing to do with you. If that desk's $1 million and you're sitting at it, well, I've got every chance of making it, right? So if it's not, if you don't see that you're going to make it, then you need to start going, well, do I do what I'm doing in a wider patch? Do I need to service a wider skill set to the clients that I have? Like, how do I broaden what I'm doing? You don't want to reinvent the wheel completely. That's a last resort. That's tough. But if you've got clients, what could you be doing more for them? If you've got market, how could you widen that market? That's where I'd go to. And at what point does it go, yeah, if I do this and this. So for example, you might say, my desk's only worth 500, but I only do Sydney. I could probably go to Brisbane and do this as well. All of a sudden, you've doubled it, right? So there's $1 million. So you need to be conscious of what the costs are associated to that with resourcing, advertising, energy spent, time and effort, all that sort of stuff. But you get the picture. We want you to go, yep, I've got enough desk here to make $1 million. That's the first thing we're going to do, and work on that as a strategy until you confidently can say yes. Then it's time to get strategic with the team. Okay, what we want to do, whether it's yourself, your own desk, your colleagues, or you're running the business, we all have like our A grade clients. We have a A grade, B grade, C grade clients. We want to actually just revisit that because it changes, right? Key personnel move on. Companies go through hiring phases or shrinking phases. We need to know where we sit. So I want you to sit down and go through your A grade clients. So A grade for me is constant flow of roles. And we treat them like gold. Like these are the ones that we keep coming back to. We service them to above and beyond. We give them everything they need. We keep them happy because they are going to keep bringing us work and keep our bottom line moving. B-grade clients, right? B-grade clients are, for me, clients that have given us work in the last 12 months. They might be a little bit quiet at the moment or don't feel as active, but these are obvious targets to keep warm too, right? So they're my B-grade clients. Now, C-grade clients are, again, they are targets now. So they're people that we may have worked with in the past outside of 12 months, or they might be clients that we've identified as there's some people there or there's some work they're doing or there's a reason why I want to work with them, okay? So C-grade clients are clients that we want to do more business with. We want to write them down. And the reason for this is simple, right? We don't headhunt from clients. A, B, and C's, we do not headhunt from. There's no point. Like strategically, you're just going to be like shooting yourself in the foot when you go to approach them. At some point, it will implode. And it's really important that your entire business and your colleagues know who your ABC clients are, because if there's no point in you trying to serve as a client, but your colleagues poaching from it, because it'll all just reflect poorly on you. So I would sit down, go through our A, B, and C for 2026, okay? Then we've got our H-grade clients. We don't even have to list those, but they are essentially... who are we going to aggressively headhunt? So everyone else we headhunt from. But H-grade clients to me is I'm actually going to put targets down. Like, yep, they're shit, or we're not working with them, or there's a people are leaving and there's a reason why people are leaving. They might be low-hanging fruit for candidates. I actually want to know where good prime hunting ground is going to be as well. A, B, C, H. Go and do that. Then what we want to do is... have a very clear strategy around the A, B, and C clients. So I would then start booking in this week. I'd go, okay, now I know who my A-grade clients are, and they're going to be obvious ones, right? Or you might not have A-grade clients. Like I had a really bad year last year, but you got a lot of B's and C's. Great. Our job is to get as many A-grades as we can. It's like push them up. You want C's to turn to B's, and you want B's to turn to A's. That's the goal, pushing them up. Just like your deal pipeline, we want to do this with clients as well. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to meet all the A's and B's. Anyone who's a good client, an A-grade client, anyone who's a client who we've done work in the last 12 months, we're going to meet them. Let's go and book meetings in now. Go, once you get off this podcast, I want you to book in all those meetings, because that's going to only set you up as quickly as possible for success in this first quarter of 2026. So let's make it clear to them that they're a good client. How often do you go to a client meeting and just do pleasantries, get jobs, have a chat, it's nice? Do you actually ever say, just want to pause for a moment, I have you as an A-grade client. I really respect the work you're doing. I really love working with you guys. I don't work with many companies. I just want you to know I'm really enjoying this. And if there's any issue or preventing you maybe using me this year, I'd like to know about it, because I'm walking into this year thinking that we're going to do quite a bit of work together, and I'm excited for that. You know what? Flattery goes a long way. And if you can tell people that that's how you feel, I'm telling you now, it will get reciprocated. They're the warmest clients you're ever going to get. These are the ones that you actually just tell them how you feel. It is like dating. It is like a relationship. Okay? Don't want to be too keen, but you've already proven. So it's such an easy thing. Tell your clients that they're A-grade clients. Tell them that I do not headhunt. I service you before everyone else. I really respect our business. I will advocate for you in the market. And I just, let me know if there's anything I need to do, change, tighten, tweak to help you, feel the same way. But let's do that. Let's go and book as many meetings as we can with our A and B grade clients. Look, C grade targets, if you can meet with them, do it. That can be harder because they're targets. But I'd start thinking about a plan around, well, what is our approach to turn them from C's to B's? How do we make a placement with the C's, right? So maybe it's something similar. You call them and go, hey, just wanted to touch base with you. I see that you got a number of roles on. I've got some candidates. Would you be interested? Look, we kind of got that handled. We've got our preferred suppliers. I'd say, cool. Can I be really frank with you? I see your brand in the market as really solid. And I've got some really good clients that I would consider A grade, B grade clients that we do heaps of work with, or we've done work in the last 12 months. I've actually put your company in as a company I'd like to make a placement with this year. I just see that it could be a really beneficial partnership if we got involved. How might we get this started? Sometimes leveling with a client or a new client that way can really just break the ice. They're so used to the canvas calls, they're so used to recruiters hounding them, whatever. But if you actually say to them, like, there's a bit of thought behind this, like, I'm not going to go anywhere. Like, if you say no now, that's fine. I'll call you back in a month, or I might try someone else in the business. But I'm serious. I really want to do some business with you guys. And I understand you've got your preferred people there, but I'd love to work out a way that we can do something. You know, how might we be able to do this? Do you want to grab a coffee? You want to meet me? I would be doing those calls as well. All right. Moving on from clients, because I really want to get through this quickly. Week 2, what else are we doing? We are targeting energy, okay? Energy awareness is huge. I talk about it all the time. But how can you push and like go for a sprint session, you know, with your colleagues at the same time, or with your clients? And then when do you have your rest periods? I think doing that in sync with not just your colleagues, but your market. Like, what are your clients doing? And if you work in, say, white collar professional services, typically the school holidays is when everyone goes on leave. Not as much happens in Easter. Not as much happens middle of the year, after financial year. Like, there are very obvious times in this year where your clients and candidates all kind of switch off. Maybe that's when you should switch off. And so when you can implement a well thought out, hey, we're going to sprint for the next 8 weeks. Like, it's heads down. We're not going on holidays. We're all here. We're all working. And then we're all going to take a break at the same time. You're kind of fabricating that the end is coming. We all know that end of Christmas wall comes, and we all get so much done because we all have a common goal. We know that we can just burn right to the end, and then we can just have a rest, right? We're going to fabricate that this year. And we're going to talk about push sessions. Like, we're going to do our 8-week sprints where we really have our heads down, where we're going to take our breaks. So really being conscious around your energy, because we can't sprint forever. That's a sprint. It's not a marathon. It's a sprint. You need to rest after it. So thinking about the whole year ahead, when you're going to be on, when you're going to be off, as a collective, as an individual. This is also, so one of the best times to do a salary survey is now. Look at the data from the last 6 months of placements, of candidates that you've interviewed, and pull together a document. Pull it together and broadcast it loud. Hey, we've done a salary survey for the last 6 months. Here are our predictions for 2026. Who wants a copy? Yep, me. Everyone's going to want a copy. It's a great value add. And then you've also got something, when candidates go, have you got any salary information for us? Yeah, here's the guide. You become bloody useful, right? I've talked about this to ad nauseum. They're not hard to pull together. Spend 2 hours and pull together a salary survey. Go through your database. Anyone you've interviewed with salary information, pull it out. Anyone you've placed, pull it out. Any briefs you got, pull it out. Like that, get your averages, right? And that's it. Put it to the market and go, here, this is where it is. Put a bit of commentary around it. Boom. Super, super simple. But now is the time to do that. And then any briefing pitches you put through, or any candidates you put through, you've got some actual data to send them as well. Don't need to go further on that, but now's the time. This week, salary surveys, get it done. Let's look at reviewing the resources available to you. Have you got VAs? Do you need VAs? What's your tech stack look like? Is it still serving you? Is it not serving you? Can you get rid of any tech? Any apps or anything that you're paying for that just, oh shit, yeah, I don't use that. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Like this tech overload, right? Everyone sells you the dream, and we say yes, but then we sometimes just park it over there. You might save a small fortune by getting rid of it, but also cleaning out what you use and what you don't use can keep your process simple. Recruitment should be simple, okay? What's your marketing and advertising spend approach look like this year? And are you going to get involved in any conferences this year? Are you going to do any sponsorship? Are you going to do any marketing there with flyers? Are you going to do anything on stage with conferences? I challenge you to at least one this year. Now's the time to work out what's coming up and make it known to them that you want to get involved. Okay? Growth. This is where we're going to think about growth for 2026. What does that look like for you? Is it headcount? Do you want to increase headcount because you own an agency? Do you want to increase revenue, whether that be for your business or for yourself? Do you want to increase profits? Yes, always. Do you want to increase your services? Do you want to try your hand at something that's a little bit different, advisory services? Do you want to grow office locations? Do you want to relocate yourself? Do you want to do the same as you did last year, but in less time? That's growth. So how do we subtract the amount of hours that we actually deliver the same amount as the year we just had, if you're happy with the year? Think about growth, what it means to you. It's not just headcount, it's a variety of things, and work out what it means. Humans by nature need to feel like they're growing and expanding, right? So you need to be able to articulate what your growth is this year. Because a lot of people, it won't be headcount. It might be revenue, but I would argue that profit's more important than revenue, okay? So articulate growth. What is it for you this year? And spend the time on working out what that is. And look, finally, what you're going to do in this second week back, I'm going to wrap this one up shortly, weave all of this into your calendar. I want you to be really mindful of your energies, daily, weekly, monthly, like when are you peaking, when are you troughing, and plan your week, plan your month around that. Because when you can hack how you feel and your natural highs and lows, and you put those activities in, when you're high, you're on the phone, you're doing outward activities. When you're low, you're doing more of that introvert stuff like paperwork, advertising, emails. Work that out. It's a game changer. When do you need to exercise? When do you need to do, I don't know, your meditation or your breathing? When do you need downtime? How do you manage that? Like, look at it analytically and try to just map it out and do it for a few months, reestablish it, maybe rejig it a little bit. But this is the time to kind of look at your calendar and weave everything we've been doing last week and this week into it and really keep curating that thing. It's a living, breathing thing in your calendar. We're going to make sure that it's serving us and we are not its servant. Does that make sense? Sometimes you look at your calendar and go, oh my God, I've got all this stuff. Blah, blah, blah. It shouldn't feel that way. It should light you up. It should be working for you. Okay, so be really conscious around that. That is all we have time for today. That is a stupidly long episode. I'm sorry, but I really want to set you guys up for success in 2026. This is probably one of the best episodes I've done in a while because I think if you nail this in week 2, along with all your other activities, you could nail this in a day. If you can nail this, you are setting yourself up for some absolute success, right? So this is a very technical episode, not the usual thing for us. The mindset stuff comes, most of the time. But look, we have the tour coming up. I don't even know if there are tickets available yet because I'm recording this in the past. But if there are tickets, please go and get them now because they are going quick. I know when I did record this, they were going very, very quick. So get them now. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals and your planning for 2026 come true.